stepping stone to the Derby itself. He's a 3-year-old colt with a 47-year-old jockey and a misspelled name, but he's the current favorite for the 1980 Kentucky Derby. He is Plug Nickel, and today you'll see him live in his final tune-up for the Derby, the traditional Wood Memorial at Aqueduct in New York. Altogether, 11 horses will go to the post, and one of them is a filly, Genuine Risk, unbeaten in 6 starts. If she does well here this afternoon, she'll go on to Churchill Downs in Kentucky to become the first of her sex to run for the Roses in 21 years. Bursting out of the inside post position should be Colonel Moran. Like Plug Nickel, he's trained by Tom Kelly. He has excellent speed and has won 2 stakes races on this track this spring. The countdown for the Derby then has begun. We'll know more soon as we watch the 56th Wood Memorial. Leroy, only one filly has ever won the Kentucky Derby. Regret, years and years ago. There hasn't been a filly in the race since Silver Spoon in 1959. Why is Genuine Risk headed that way?
Well, she won't be headed that way unless she runs well in the wood. And as we've all said all spring, this is not the greatest group of 3-year-olds we've ever seen, but I think pretty much the racing public and the horse people alike are all jaded because we've had such great horses in these races in the last 5 or 6 years in the spring that any mere mortal just doesn't measure up to them. So we may be downgrading them unnecessarily. I think they're probably a little better than that. But she would have to make a good showing here in order to go to Kentucky.
Leroy, do you see this as being a very tactical race?
I think with the size of the field and the way the post positions were drawn, I think that George Velasquez is going to have everything his own way. He's got the inside with Colonel Moran, who in his form, he's been on the lead or close to it every time at lesser distances where the pace was much faster. So this time, where the pace is going to be slower, George is going to have everything his own way. He can pretty much set his own pace, and if Colonel Moran has a chance to go 1 1/8 miles, he's got a pretty good chance of doing it today.
Leroy, if all goes well, where would we expect to see Genuine Risk running at different points in the race?
Well, I would expect that she would probably lay along 3rd or 4th, trying to stay on the inside, particularly around the first turn. The shape of the track and the closeness of the starting gate to the first turn really dictates that you have to get in very quick to the rail, and the ground that you save there helps you out a little bit later on. So I expect her to be along 3rd or 4th on the inside. And
Number 2, Colonel Moran. Remember, he will be on the inside post position, a fast horse. He'll be bursting out of there towards the first turn. Should lead, don't you think, Eddie?
He should have an easy lead, yes.
Yep. Number 6, you see there's Current Legend moving in. Then number 3, there's the filly, Genuine Risk. The others moving in one by one. 1A, there is Lunar Ray from John Galbraith's Derby Dan Farm. Number 4, Buck Splasher. You saw him go in, one of the long shots. 6, now Current Legend in. He does not have much support either. Number 7, Degenerate John, ridden by Ruben Hernandez. A good field and number of outstanding jockeys in this race today. Still trying to get him in. Here comes the favorite, number 10, Plug Nickel. Buck Thornburg on his back. He's still being held at 3 to 5, ridden by a 47-year-old jockey who has never been in the Wood Memorial before, although he's won more than 2,700 races in his life. He has not too much visited the big racetracks. Now let's go upstairs to Marshal Cassidy for the call of the race.
Okay, the final horse is in. It is now post time. They're all set to go in this Wood. And they're off. It's Colonel Moran on the rail, sprinting to an early lead. The filly, Genuine Risk on the outside, is second. Moving up quickly on the outside in a surprise move is Plug Nickel with the Goldflex. They head into the clubhouse turn. Colonel Moran on the rail, on the outside, Plug Nickel, and those two are now vying for the lead. Plug Nickel now takes the lead by a neck. Colonel Moran back into second by 3.5. The filly, Genuine Risk, is third by a length and a half. Now Buck Splasher on the rail moves into fourth, and Current Legend, the Goldflex, Dunham's Gift, Joni's Chief. Along the inside, Degenerate John, some 8 lengths farther back to the stablemates Lunar Ray and Inland Voyager down the back stretch. They ran the first quarter 23-4. It is a brisk pace. Leading the way is the favorite, Plug Nickel, by a length and a half. On the outside is Colonel Moran in second by less than a length. Genuine Risk is gaining a bit in third. Then Buck Splasher and Degenerate John. On the outside, Current Legend. Dunham's Gift is now moving up. Then the Goldflex, Joni's Chief, the long shot. Some 8 lengths farther back to Inland Voyager and Lunar Ray. They're into the far turn now. The half-mile run in 47-2. Around the far turn, favored Plug Nickel has the lead by a length. Then Colonel Moran is second by only a neck. Now the filly
Nickel, then, the unofficial winner of the Wood Memorial, and what a day this looks like for trainer Tom Kelly, having his horses finish 1-2. But, Eddie, you think we may have a problem here, right?
I think there may be a foul in the race, Jim. I don't think he's deserving of a foul, but he did bear out in front of both Colonel Moran and the filly. This is through the stretch.
All right, well, we're going to take another look at it from the top of the stretch then, Eddie. Here they come around the final turn.
Yes, look, as you see, Plug Nickel is pretty close to the rail. And he stays there until he gets clear down to the 8th pole, and you'll see him start drifting out, and he does drift out in front of these horses. I don't think he bothered them, but you will take a chance claiming foul for these $100,000 races.
All right, well, let's see. Is this about to happen pretty soon here, huh?
Right.
That's Plug Nickel in front, number 10, Colonel Moran. Number 2 is second. The filly Genuine Risk is third.
Now you'll see him start coming out.
Yeah, he's on the rail, but now he begins to move out into the racetrack, and Colonel Moran, trained by the same trainer, Tom Kelly, now is going to have to move all the way around them, right?
That is correct.
And go to the inside.
I don't think he bothered him, Jim, but it wouldn't surprise me a bit right here if he doesn't claim foul.
Nothing official on that yet as the jockeys come back to weigh in. Now there he is.
See,
Colonel Moran now in the clear on the inside.
Yes, as you see, I don't think he bothered him, but
so if you were the steward, you would disallow the claim, but you won't be surprised if there is a claim.
I wouldn't allow that foul now, if there is one.
So, unofficially, Plug Nickel, the favorite, and still the favorite for the Kentucky Derby, has won the 56th running of the Wood Memorial. With his stablemate, Colonel Moran, unofficially second. It was very close for second and third. The filly, there you saw the finish, extremely close between Colonel Moran and Genuine Risk, the filly.
She ran a good race, I must say that. But
that is not the best finish that a filly has ever had in the Wood Memorial. A long time ago in 1947, a filly named Carolyn A. finished second. That filly was named after the daughter of Eddie or Carol. We'll be right back. He dodged the heels of the winner of the race. Now, there is Buck Thornburg. Who would he be talking to at this point?
Well, naturally, he's got to go to the steward stand.
Yeah.
And
might they have been requesting him to go up? There's Tom Kelly, the trainer.
He's talking to Tom Kelly right there.
Talking to the jockey.
The stewards are reviewing the films, of course.
Yep.
It's official.
And now the result has been made official. Okay, so the objection has been disallowed, and you said it should have been, Eddie, and that's the way it turned out. There are the prices, $3, $2.60, and $2.40 for Plug Nickel. Colonel Moran paying $3.80 and $3.40. And in third place, Genuine Risk, the filly, paying $3.80. No big prices on this one because these were the three favorite horses in the race, really.
Oh. By golly, they were, weren't they? 1, 2, 3. They were the 1, 2, 3 favorites.
I believe they were by the time they went to the post. So, Eddie, what do you look for in the Kentucky Derby now?
I like
this Plug Nickel looking better and better?
He does. He's turning out. He's just getting stronger and looks good. He's starting to look like a Derby horse. He's round. He's got a beautiful body.
Yeah.
If you have Tommy Kelly right here.
Here's Tom Kelly, the trainer of the winning horse. Congratulations, Tom. Excuse me, could you just move aside for a moment? Thank you very much. Tom, it's a great day for you. 1, 2, 3.
Real great day. I'm thankful that they left it up. He drifted a little from the 8th pole.
Did he do that in the Florida Derby a little bit?
Yeah, he came out, but he was in front.
He did a little bit before.
So now Eddie's talking to jockey Buck Thornburg here.
Yeah, he drifted out a little about the 8th pole. He drifted out a little, but he was daylight in front, so he really didn't bother anybody.
Could you turn around, Buck, just a little bit towards the camera? Thank you very much. We just lost a movie photographer here over our monitor. Why don't we take a look now at our isolated view of this race? We had a camera isolated on Plug Nickel. We're going to take back the videotape. Tom, excuse me, here we are. Look at the monitor here. And Buck, can you see that all right? If we bend down. Here they are coming out, and there's Plug Nickel.
Yeah, he broke real sharp, and we didn't want to use him the first part, but I let him go on there so I could get on the rail where the best going was. And when he gets on the lead, he relaxes anyway. So, worked out perfect for him.
We talked about it before the race, and they asked me my opinion. Would he have any trouble getting a position? I said, he'll be laying no further back than second or third anyway.
No.
but then you fooled everybody and took the lead on him.
Right. They probably thought I was going to let them try to go on, you know. But when he broke like he did, I just let him go on and got on the rail and saved all the ground, and
He's the right kind of horse, Buck. He falls out of that gate, doesn't he?
oh, he broke really sharp. Well, all them people started yelling, and right there, 44,000 of them.
But Buck, this was a little bit different than you've run the other races with him, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he can, if they want to slow down and let him go on, they won't catch him, and if they try to set a pace, he'll roll by him at the end.
Tom, that must have been a great sight to you to see those two horses running in first and second place, but right now the palpitations must have started as the filly started on the outside.
Right. It was a little scary because I really worried about it when he came out a little. I expected him to be somewhere near the front end because he don't like to be cramped too much. He runs free. And then the other little horse was in there pounding him too, Colonel. But I'm so happy it turned out this way. Really, I wished he hadn't have come out, but he did. So, but I think as Buck says now that he's far enough in front, this is where he starts to drift.
What makes him come out, Buck?
I don't know.
Just
Maybe if somebody would come up on the inside or outside of him, he'd go on and level off, you know.
Tom, do you have any ideas on why he bears out like that?
No, there's nothing bothering him. Maybe he likes the middle of the lane. I don't know, really.
Just wants to be out where everybody can see him.
Yeah,
on the race
would be close to the camera.
Well, it's gratifying for him to be 1-2, really. I knew that I made up my mind to run Colonel Moran to give him a chance because he runs so good, and it's gratifying. Although the filly scared me, but the rest of them, you know, the Colonel has beaten.
Thank you very much, Tom.
So that we're doing...
Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim.
Okay, and thank you again, Tom Kelly.
Buddy.
We thought they were cutting away from us there, but they have decided to stay, so we'll talk a little more. Edward, would you please come back in here?
Well, that's...
Now they say we're definitely going to commercial.
Oh, we're going to commercial.
Here we are again at Aqueduct, and once again the price is plug nickel, $3, $260, $240. Colonel Moran, $380, $340. Genuine Risk, $380. So the bettors didn't make too much money, but a problem perhaps has been presented to this man, Leroy Jolly, the trainer of Genuine Risk, or is there no problem now about that filly going to the Derby?
There's no problem with me because I'm not going.
You're not going to go?
No.
Okay, tell us why.
No, I think it was a hard, tough race on her, and super happy with her. She ran as good as you could possibly ask a filly to run against the horse who's the legitimate favorite for the Derby. But one tough one's enough for me, and I think I'd rather lay back and wait for the filly races here in May. The Acorn, we have 5 weeks now to kind of freshen up and get ready for that. And she's still undefeated against the fillies.
I know that, but most people thought she was in here to see how well she could do against the Colts, and she couldn't have done much better. She was blocked out there when Plug Nickel came out a little bit from the rail. She might have made it.
Well, if she'd have won, I'd have probably been very tempted. But the Derby is a very tough race, and I'd really rather stay here and not ship and not have to change things around. We have the Triple Crown for fillies here in New York. That's very, very good, very valuable to a filly for all of her life. And as far as I'm concerned right now, that's what I want to do.
Thanks very much, Leroy. You are the man in charge of that beautiful filly.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Eddie, that's about it for today. 2 weeks from today, we'll be at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky for the running of the Kentucky Derby, starting at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on ABC and only, of course, on ABC. Eddie, it's been very good to be with you. Let's take one look at the final order of finish. Plug Nickel, Colonel Moran, Genuine Risk, Degenerate John finished 4th. Inland Voyager was 5th. Dunham's Gift was 6th. And here are the others. Googleplex.